That's fine.
All right, it is 7 o'clock on Thursday, February 12th. This is the regular city council meeting for the city of Alburnett. We will go ahead and call this meeting to order. If you'll please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call. Counselor Bosenberg.
Here.
Counselor Sukup.
Present.
Counselor West.
Present.
Counselor Myers.
Present.
Counselor Trum is absent, but let the record reflect we do have a quorum to conduct business tonight. With that, I would seek a motion to approve the agenda. Moved by Myers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Bosenberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. That brings us to our sheriff's report, and we will recognize our deputy.
Good evening, Deputy Pease here. This report 1/8 through 2/12. Required hours were met. Looks like 24 total calls for service. A lot of traffic stops and code breaks. Looks like nothing jumps out at me. Any questions, comments, concerns for the patrol division?
Nope.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Stay safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to item 6, citizen comments. Here in the city of Alburnett, we have two types of comments, those for agenda-related items and non-agenda-related items. We do ask that you state your name and address clearly for the record and limit your comments to 5 minutes. We will start with agenda-related items. So are there any comments on agenda-related items? Okay, hearing none. Any comments on non-agenda-related items?
Lisa, us.
That's you.
Hi, my name is April Kiefer. I'm with Iowa Primary Care Association. And this is Dawn.
I'm Dawn Schott, and I'm a system navigator with Iowa Primary Care.
I don't know her. I don't
No,
her
that's
address
okay.
for remote, so, Des Moines.
That's more for residents, so it's okay.
Okay, so yeah, we're just here today to talk about, system navigation and how we can help, residents in your town and your county get connected to mental health, behavioral health, or substance use services. We are system navigators, and so I'll stay and after, if anybody has any questions, I have flyers and information, but we help people get connected to services. Right now, some of us are still 100% remote. Dawn is hybrid right now.
I'm
And
in the Manchester, Delaware County Community Services office, 2 days a week.
yes, and I'm out of Waterloo, so my office will be there. We're just getting that sorted out, but we cover District 7, which includes Lynn and the surrounding counties that touch Lynn. So essentially what we do is we have people give us a call and we help them navigate the system. So sometimes that's just giving some resources, some names, some numbers. Sometimes that's doing some warm handoffs, helping them get connected to an agency for whatever reason they need. And then we kind of slip back. Sometimes that's making the phone calls for them. I'm not sure if you're aware, but navigating the mental health substance use system can be overwhelming and daunting, and it can cause a lot of anxieties and people just not wanting to get help. And so we're there to hold them accountable, hold their hands, whatever they need. We're really client focused. So we're there to help them through all those anxieties and those worries and get them connected. We're a short term, but we do check-ins, and some people just like us as accountability holders, where they're like, I just need some names and numbers, but if you could call me back in a couple weeks just to make sure that I'm staying on it, that's what we do. That was like the quickest explanation. Like I said, I'll stay afterwards. I know you guys have some time limits, but I have flyers and pamphlets, and I'm more than happy to answer. We're more than happy to answer any questions.
I think the big takeaway is it's a free service. There's no cost to anyone that calls 988. It gets connected to a service navigator, a system navigator. I have talked to the counselors at the school in Alburnett.
That was my next
Yes,
question.
and they are super excited about this, and I'm gonna set up a booth at the parent-teacher conferences to have flyers for parents. It's just really important. Behavioral health could be so many things, right? Like, we've had someone call in who had bed bugs and couldn't afford to get treatment for it, so we worked with people that could then help them get that covered. Crazy stuff. Someone called in and wanted to do a GoFundMe, but didn't know how to do it. We were able to help them. So many things affect a person's mental health or behavioral health. There's no bad reason to call us, quite honestly. I'm not gonna lie, we don't have a magic wand and be able to find everything, but there are so many things out there that people just don't know about yet. And navigating that system, as April said, it's hard enough for us, but if someone's in crisis, it's impossible when your head is overwhelmed with things going on. So really trying to encourage people to reach out and help. We are in a very rich environment for resources. We've got a lot of large cities and a lot of things going on, and boy, there's things out there if we could just get people to what they need at the time they need it.
And even though we're behavioral health, we won't ever tell anybody you got the wrong place, or we can't help you with that. Just like what Dawn's saying with like a GoFundMe, we're going to never turn anybody away, and that's what's great is it's free. It's a phone call. Give us a call. If it's not in our wheelhouse, we'll make it our wheelhouse. We'll figure it out together. So, if in doubt, just refer people to us. We'll get them where they need to go.
How is it 211? Is that a similar service?
It kind of sounds like it's similar. They're more just information where
Okay.
we're involved.
Okay.
I mean, we're client focused, so we're involved as much as the person wants us to be. We don't just like give a number and then kind of put them on their way. We really guide them through all the steps and the processes and the helps with applications and finding resources. And it's more than just information, I would say.
And the follow-up, a lot of people really appreciate when I call back in a week and say, did that work for you? Because if it didn't, we're gonna keep looking for what is gonna work for you. That, I can't believe the number of people that have been thankful, said, like, you're the most consistent person in my world right now. You followed up. No one else follows up. So that is a big piece of it too.
How are you funded?
Through HHS,
Okay.
Department of Health and Human Services.
Okay. Is that federal or is that state?
State, it was
State.
DHS, but it's
Okay.
now called HHS.
Okay.
So we ourselves don't provide services or funding, system navigation wise, but we do, that's kind of above my pay grade of what funding we do. We just get people connected to find those funding sources.
Any other questions? Appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, appreciate that you'll stick around, and then we do, we have space up front for flyers and brochures and those types of things, so.
Perfect.
All right. Any other comments on non-agenda related items? Okay, that brings us into our business, so item number A is going to be page 3 of your packet. This is resolution 02-2026-01, awarding a bid for land clearing along the sewer line. So what we have, there are pictures included in your packet, and I may recognize Mac to help here. I think, did we recently find this sewer line as part of our GIS work, or?
No, I just had never actually been back there physically, and we were cleaning spontaneous trees in the field on the way out there and kind of just stumbled upon it and how overgrown it was.
So we did post for quotes. I can read the resolution, but wanted to see if there are any questions first. So we did just receive one quote to help with the land clearing there, and that will be in coordination with the railroad as well, since this is within their right of way. Any questions?
And probably hasn't been touched for 30 years.
Yeah.
If
I
not,
think that was installed in 2002, and it doesn't look like it's been maintained since, based on some of the size of those trees.
All right, I'll read resolution 02-2026-01 approving contractor for land clearing services along city sewer line. Whereas the city of Alburnett, Iowa sought quotes for land clearing services along an existing city sewer line in order to maintain access, protect infrastructure, and support ongoing system maintenance. Whereas notice to contractors was duly given, whereas one quote was received as follows: Hanley Dirtwork Plus in the amount of $5,885. Now therefore it be resolved that the City Council of the City of Alburnett, Iowa acknowledges receipt of the quotes and hereby selects Hanley Dirtwork Plus for the proposed land clearing work along the sewer line not to exceed the amount of $5,885, subject to subsequent receipt of permission and direction to proceed by Alburnett Public Works staff. I would seek a motion to approve resolution 02-2026-01.
So moved.
Moved by Sukup. Do I have a second?
So
Second by West. Any further discussion?
I just had a question. Hanley Dirtwork, I see their address. And is it Schmickley or Schmickle?
Schmickle, yeah,
Is that Midway?
yes.
But it's Marion on here?
That's it. It's a Marion address.
Oh, that's so weird. I
Yeah.
was thinking is there another Schmickle Road in Marion?
No, it is so strange. It is a Marion address, but I think their Center Point phone number. It's a really weird, and Robbins patrols there. It's we don't ask. We don't
Yeah,
ask what happened in Midway.
I mean, it is definitely aside from the point, you know?
Yeah. No, that is correct information.
All right.
Any other further discussion? All right, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Opposed, nay. That motion carries. Next, resolution 02-2026-02, approving the request for qualifications for a contract city engineer. So I did mention this during my mayor's report last month. We've not had a true city engineer in many years. We took kind of a break from the one we had. We had some issues with projects, and so we were approaching it as projects came up. We would go out for requests for qualifications or proposal to bring those in. We have several now projects in the pipeline where I think it would be helpful and beneficial to start onboarding and having that person that gets familiar with our infrastructure and our needs and can help give us some guidance when there's changes in legislation and those types of things. So, yeah. So you have the RFQ starting on page 11. So that is an attachment to the resolution, which we can read. Primarily, it lays out what the roles and responsibilities would be. So primarily for advisory and planning services, regulatory and compliance awareness, project design and delivery, and review and development support. They would help us through the bid process, all of those things, really looking to establish that continuity with one particular firm. We are looking for a firm rather than an individual, just because with us being so small, we don't have a lot of backups. So we kind of have to rely on our providers to be able to provide that continuity of services as well. For fee structures, I'm asking for primarily for an hourly billing rate. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know how these get billed out. I didn't go back and find the previous one that we had, so went with an assumption that it's hourly while leaving it open to optionally propose a retainer agreement where we have a monthly retainer, and then we would pay that hourly rate if it was above and beyond for a project. However, if that's the proposal that they come back with, they would have to include information on how that retainer would be used and how those hours, if they roll over or if those would be lost. So kind of left it pretty open-ended around a fee structure. And then we would like to have these ahead of the next council meeting where council then can decide on if they want to do interviews with any finalists or award it at that point. So this is just approval to send this out, make it public, and start soliciting those proposals. Any questions?
How are we going to solicit the proposals?
So we've worked with several firms in the last 3 or 4 years. So I would ensure that we send it to each of them. And then I had talked to several city administrators. I think it was with the generator project, because we weren't sure if that had to be engineered and we were coming up on a deadline with the funding, and so they had recommendations on who they use. So just kind of get the word out and spread it that way, and then we do post on the homepage of our website as well as in our minutes. So if any of those firms are paying attention, it'll be out there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and read resolution 02-2026-02, approving a request for qualifications RFQ for contract city engineer services. Whereas the city of Alburnett, Iowa requires the services of a qualified licensed professional engineer to provide engineering guidance, technical expertise, and professional services in support of the city's public infrastructure, utilities, and capital improvement projects. Whereas the contract city engineer plays a critical role in advising the city council, mayor, and staff on matters including but not limited to planning, design, construction, maintenance, regulatory compliance, and long-term infrastructure needs. Whereas the city council determined it's in the best interest of the city to solicit statements of qualifications from engineering firms capable of providing municipal engineering services on a contractual basis. Whereas the city has prepared a request for qualifications for contract city engineer services to identify qualified firms attached hereto as Exhibit A. Now therefore be resolved by the City Council of the City of Alburnett, Iowa as follows. The RFQ for contract city engineer services attached as Exhibit A is hereby approved. City staff are authorized to issue the RFQ and take all necessary actions to facilitate the evaluation of responses and the selection of a qualified engineering firm to serve as the contract city engineer in accordance with applicable laws and city policies. And number 3, final selection of the contract city engineer, if any, shall be made by subsequent resolution of the city council. I would seek a motion to approve resolution 02-2026-02.
So,
Moved by Myers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Bosenberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Brings us to page number 15. Resolution 02-2026-03, approving the request for qualifications for city attorney. So much the same. The only difference here is we do have a chapter within our code of ordinances that outlines the roles and responsibilities of the city attorney, so that we use that to help define what goes in the RFQ. And this is an appointed position, whereas we don't have that structure in place for city engineer. Some cities do, it's written into their code, we do not. So this one is slightly different. We last went out for RFP or RFQ for city attorney in May of 2016. So it's been 10 years, so due diligence on behalf of the city. And then similarly, within the RFQ, scope of services, acting as legal counsel, prosecuting or defending actions, preparing and reviewing ordinances, resolutions, and amendments, providing legal opinions, drafting contracts, those types of things. We are asking similarly for a firm, but to have a named individual that would be our primary contact, but then they have a firm behind them should there be a special situation, or again, that named contact is unavailable for whatever reason. Same fee structure proposal, again, hourly rates. If they find it more beneficial to propose a retainer agreement, again, we would ask how that retainer would be used during low activity and what happens to any unused hours. So that is all structured the same as the city engineer. Same timeline, hoping to have these ahead of the next meeting for review, and then we can decide if we want to do anything with a short list and bring them in. I do believe Councilor Bosenberg was involved last time. I do think he did some interviews with the attorneys that applied last time. I think he got it down to a few, so. Any questions on the RFQ for city attorney? And we will be sure to notify our current attorney. So similarly, we've worked with firms. We'll reach out at the same time we ask about other city engineers. We can ask who they use for city attorneys as well.
And I also recently discovered that through our League of Cities membership, we can post these on their classifieds page,
Both of these or just?
both of them.
Okay.
All right. While you're thinking of questions, I'll read Resolution 02-2026-03, approving a request for qualifications, RFQ, for city attorney legal services. Whereas Chapter 20 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Alburnett, Iowa provides for the appointment of a city attorney by majority vote of the city council to serve at the discretion of the council. Whereas the city attorney serves as legal counsel to the city and is responsible for advising the mayor, city council, and city staff on matters affecting the city's legal interests, including the preparation and review of ordinances, contracts, and other municipal documents. Whereas the city council has determined that it is in the best interest of the city to solicit statements of qualifications from qualified law firms to provide municipal legal services to the city. Whereas the city has prepared a request for qualifications for city attorney legal services attached hereto as Exhibit A. Now therefore it be resolved by the City Council of the City of Alburnett, Iowa as follows. The RFQ for city attorney legal services attached as Exhibit A is hereby approved. City staff are authorized to issue the RFQ and take all necessary actions to facilitate the evaluation of responses and the selection of a qualified firm to serve as city attorney in accordance with Chapter 20 of the Code of Ordinance and applicable law. Number 3, appointment of the city attorney, if any, shall be made by subsequent resolution of the City Council. I would seek a motion to approve Resolution 02-2026-03.
So moved.
Moved by Sukup. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by West. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item number D, special event permit, June 20th, 2026, Fire Department Lions Club Annual Car Show. This starts on page 19 of your packet. You guys are getting a jump. I like it.
Yeah, we had all the paperwork at our last meeting, so I just figured get it in now and get one thing off the checklist, so.
I saw this on the agenda. I'm like, is that worse? No.
So,
Same as
about the same.
every year, we'll have we'll requesting the road to be closed from, just past the church, all the way down to the railroad tracks here. That'll be the throughway for traffic in and out of town. So nothing's really changed, so hoping for good weather again.
Will you actually barricade at midnight, or is that
No, we
from
just
a
figured-
parking standpoint?
Just parking standpoint. We weren't sure what to put for timing, but we'll be there probably about 5 to start fully setting everything up and putting up the.
And there will
barricades.
already be cars here, right?
And there will always be cars before we get here, yo.
Any questions? Oh, already certificate of liability or certificate of insurance.
You've been involved in this.
It's not like we've
I don't know.
done it before. All right. Any questions for TJ? If not, I would seek a motion to approve the special event permit for June 20th, 2026 for the Fire Department Lions Club Annual Car Show with a rain date of June 21st, 2026.
So moved.
Moved by Myers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Sukup. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Item E, new fire department member applications. So that is on page 25. We do have 2 individuals listed. We have not gotten to the chief's report yet, but if you read ahead in your packet, these have been approved by the department members. They've been voted in. So this is formality according to our ordinance that the council must also approve any new members. Anything you would add, Chief?
No.
Mhm.
Scotty will be mainly pumper operator and driver for us. And then Hayden's gonna be doing a lot of medical stuff. She's going in the medical field, so she's using some field training and going from there. They've both been pretty productive, so, and Hayden was part of the junior program, so.
We graduated one.
She graduated, yeah.
All right, if there are no questions, I would seek a motion to approve the 2 new fire department members listed on the application.
So
So,
I got a motion by Sukup. I'll take a second from
Second.
Bosenberg.
mhm.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, brings us to written reports. I will recognize our chief, who has no backup tonight.
backup
You
tonight.
didn't bring anybody with you.
One's ill and one's recovering, so. Met on the 19th, normal business meeting, because of the weather, we did what's called truck trivia. So we, marked, got about 20 questions per apparatus of where stuff was or how it operates, and we just did like a little Jeopardy type thing. So it was kind of fun. But still got everyone thinking about where stuff is on the truck, so you memorize it more than just opening every door, trying to find it, so. As we just talked about, the department voted that bring, Scotty and Hayden on full-time. Met on the 2nd, did a normal, monthly meeting. The reason we did 2, normal business meetings back to back was we did CPR, at the beginning of the month in January, so that's an all-night affair, so we just pushed the business meeting to the next training night. We do have a member, not looking for approval yet. He's gonna be on probation, is John Kaplish. He's, works for the railroad company, but he's been kind of all over the US with different fire departments as well. So he was a captain in Arizona. So it'll be a good, resource for both of looking from what he's done in the past and kind of going forward from there. We did do standby for the Map Pack. Wrestling tournament, that went smooth. That's something we do every year for them. We appreciate it. Started actually this week, meeting with different vendors from around the area to start looking at getting new bunker gear, like what we talked about with the budget meetings. And getting that going, it is about a 10-week turnaround time from the time that we say go ahead and order to the time that it's received and all that, so. Be something probably in 2 months, try to lock down and have ready for next budget, so. What else? Oh, we've got, our appreciation dinner that we do every year. This is separate from our department dinner, where we invite, staff, city staff and the township and council to come eat with us and just kind of go over like the last year of everything we've done and just meet, have fun, eat some good food. And then, our Easter egg and the fire grill, is on March 28th. And it sounds like we're gonna have all the stuff that we had last year as well. So,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
He did neglect to include that TJ and I did meet with the township for our
Oh,
annual
yes.
2080 review, so that went really well as well. So that was two weekends ago, I think we did that.
yeah, something like that.
Any questions for the chief?
how long is probationary?
6 months to a year.
Okay.
6 months, we kind of do a review and see if we wanna bring them on or not, or if we want to keep them as a probationary for another 6 months.
Okay.
But, and we can go further if needed, but normally the 6 months is kind of, you'll know if they're gonna be active or not, so. And they just pretty much become like scene support. They don't go in, if we have an active structure fire or anything, they don't go in on that or anything like that. They're covered by insurance, but we try to keep them out until we find out if they're gonna be a good fit, so.
All right, any other questions? Yeah, brings us to Public Works.
We got the lighted crosswalks, those got fixed yesterday, parts came in, got those radios replaced, so those are working again now. Good news with well one, we switched to that on Monday, I think it was, and we've had no complaints and chlorine levels have stayed constant throughout the system, so I think we're good to go with that well. It's good, been a long time coming, so it's a good project. Yeah, that's all I got to add.
Any questions for Mac? Good to see we're already thinking about spring and starting to mow. That makes me happy. Snow behind us. All right, hearing none, we'll move on to City Clerk Treasury. Anything to add?
Just one thing I put in there on the legislative side. Some bills that came up regarding iPay. I just found out today those are tentatively on the back burner, so no reason to panic just yet. Hopefully they don't make it through the funnel next week, so.
We've got to have some way to build our revenues. So. All right, any questions for Vicky? Her and I are gonna meet to get the budget in the Department of Management website and see if we have any need for another workshop. We feel pretty good that we don't, but we'll keep y'all posted because we have to submit that by March 5th. Yeah, so coming right up.
Connie's coming over tentatively Wednesday to kind of go over too, but I've already plugged in the numbers and downloaded the sheets out and sent them to her just so she had maybe some time to glance over them too before she came over, if she thought she needed to come over.
Okay. Sounds good. That was, again, every year, I think it gets smoother and smoother, that budget workshop process. So thank you all for your time going through those. Anything else for Vicky? Questions? Okay, that brings us to item 9, approval of the consent agenda. I'd seek a motion to approve.
So move.
Moved by Bosenberg. Do I have a second? Second by Myers. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Mayor's report, I've got just a couple of things. So an update on the comprehensive plan. We do have a survey out there right now. So we've printed some flyers and posted those around town. Vicky's been posting it on the city's website or city's Facebook page. It's also on our website. So encourage all your friends and neighbors to go out and fill out that survey. We are collecting that information ahead of a steering committee workshop, which is scheduled for February 24th. So we're gonna bring that steering committee together that consists of council member, our fire, did we include you, TJ? I think you're on there as fire chief.
I'm not sure which one I'm on there as. I'm on there.
You're on as fire chief because Joe's joining us for council.
Okay.
And then we've got representation from the school, our planning and development committee, planning and zoning committee, excuse me, and membership from Lynn County Building Department, or Planning and Zoning, one of the two. Somebody from Lynn County is also joining us, so. Pretty well-rounded group of stakeholders there. So more to come. I'm excited to see what exercises they have for us to walk through. On the park, I did ask for an updated timeline. We still have not heard about the shelter design other than a couple of the architects that they reached out to do not have capacity to take on the work at this time, so we're still trying to figure that out. Are running into a bit of a crunch in that we were hoping to be out to bid by now. So I do know one of the proposals from the engineering firm is to open it for bid, even though council has not officially approved the plans and specs. I don't love that idea, so we just got that information from them late this afternoon, so I'm gonna circle back and see what we can do. May mean we call a special if we have to, but I would like council to make sure they have all the information they need. I hate to put it out for bid and have bids come in and then have us look at plans and specs and go, I don't know if I like this, like, so it feels a little out of order. So I will check in on that. One thing I have asked Vicky to have ready for our next council meeting is a review of our city clerk ordinance. So currently that ordinance does state that the appointment for the city clerk will be renewed every 2 years. After some consideration, as well as kind of seeing what that looks like in practice for a nearby community, I am inclined to suggest to council that we remove that language, that the appointment is indefinite. There are cities around us that it is just an indefinite appointment. The more I've considered it, done some research, it's kind of an antiquated practice and realistically just adds more administrative work for us when there is very structured process on that you should follow if you were to have a performance concern and need to remove an appointed official. This feels like it just causes confusion. So we have to get that published as an ordinance change, 3 readings, the whole bit, but it's something that historically we've also forgotten to do. And so it can put us in kind of a lurch if it's not something, if it's in the ordinance and we're not following it consistently. So since we forgot it the one time, we've started just doing it annually, which I also don't know is the right answer. So I would make the recommendation that we remove that language. So you'll see that on the next agenda, but I didn't want you to be surprised by that. And then I do have a nuisance update. So I heard from the city attorney, we will be filing a renewed rule to show cause on the contempt on the nuisance. We are renewing for both counts. So that includes the junk and junk vehicles as well as encroachment, because we did terminate the encroachment agreement with that property and it's yet to be resolved. There is already a ruling on our behalf for the encroachment because that was filed at the same time as the junk and junk vehicles. We just paused any further work there from a legal standpoint because we had the agreement in place. So I've not heard of a hearing date yet. That is more to come, but we are continuing to pursue final resolution on that nuisance. All right, I think that's it for my mayor's report. Council comments. I will start to my right with Councilor Bosenberg.
Oh, I just wanna tell TJ, you guys are doing a good job in the fire department and getting new members, and it's going up and not down. It has a lot to do with, who's leading it and everything else, so good job.
Councilor Suga,
Nothing to add to that.
Councilor West,
Nothing.
Councilor Myers.
Nothing at this time.
All right. With that, we will confirm the date and time of our next meeting is Thursday, March 12th at 7 p.m. That's our regular March meeting, and I would seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by West. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Myers. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. We are adjourned at 7:38 p.m. I cannot always promise a 38-minute meeting.